monsters.
Oh, that's
No,
great.
a goat'll
Yeah.
suffice for now.
So let's go Necker now, get another mentor. And I think if we get into Colgrim, it'll be pretty good. Colgrim now would be fine. And then we can hit Last Wish to get something else that we missed. Okay.
Let their blood break their bones and spirit. Focus on its movements. Quiet the noise in your head.
Oh, so I adjusted that then. Wow, okay. Let's use the Last Wish to get us Colgrim, and I think that would be fantastic. And should bring it home for us. Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to another deck guide. For today, I've put together a Golden Necker Colgrim deck for you. The leader ability that we're going to be using is Tactical Decision. The order is that we get to spawn and play this unit that you see here. This unit allows us to draw up to 3 cards, then we're putting the same number of cards on top of our deck. Now, the cards that we're going to be looking to put on top of our deck will be a fan. So when you draw the 3, what you want to do basically is make sure you have a fan in hand, and also the 2 mage assassins in hand. Or, you know, if not, maybe you draw them as you play that token unit. Because what we're looking to do is place these on top of our deck, and then by placing them on top of our deck, they get thinned out and drawn out to the board. The stratagem that we're using is Crystal Skull. It allows us to boost an allied unit by 4 and give it Veil. The target for Crystal Skull really is just the Viper Witcher Adepts that we are playing in this list. So, you know, it gives them some protection from not getting locked or maybe poisoned, because we're expecting them to climb pretty tall. So, you know, another thing to mention with the leader ability, obviously because these units are going to be thinning out and doing some damage, you kind of want to wait to play leader until there's some of your opponent's units on the board. You don't really want to play it proactively, say into round 2. And the way we're looking to use our leader ability is really to help us gain round control round 1, because what we want to do is 2-0 with this deck. So I'm just going to run you through this list bottom up and explain how best to play each card and when to play it during a match. So the Viper Witcher Adepts become pretty solid engines for us in this list, because we have so much thinning that we're going to get them to activate. According to their ability, at the end of your turn, boost off by 1 if your opponent has more cards in the deck than you. We are placing more cards in the opponent's deck through our certain units and special cards, which will be clogging our opponent, and also we have a lot of thinning. So with the Viper Witcher Adepts, play them out round 1 to help you get round control. You know, just to synergize with the Golden Neckers, I've added double Tourney Joust in here, so the Necker has an extra option of a card to potentially draw. Move an enemy unit shield, damage it by 4, or give an allied unit a shield and boost it by 4. What I like about Tourney Joust is that you can use it to boost up Ciri Nova if she gets damaged down, and give her a shield. You can keep protecting her and keep her on the board. So with the Jousts, just use them as you feel the need to. With the Mage Assassins, we are looking to always keep these in hand whenever we find them, because we will be using our leader ability to place them back on top of our deck, and then by doing so, moving them back, they're going to get summoned to a random allied row and do 2 points of damage. So make sure you're always holding these 2 in your hand whenever you get the chance, or at least search for them through Snowdrop and when we're playing leader. Viper Witches, we are just using these to spawn a base copy of a unit that is of our opponent's unit and placing it on top of their deck. So you want to aim for cards that don't provide them much value, right? Something that could make playing into the next round very awkward for them. So we want to give them kind of crappy options to replay. So play this with an Adrenaline 6. You're giving bleeding for 2 turns to an enemy unit on deploy. Play both of these out round 1 at best. Coated weapons, also round 1 cards. This is when we want to do the majority of our clogging, is in round 1 for the best case scenario going into round 2. So this allows us to damage an enemy unit by 5. Death Blow, if it wasn't a token, banish it and spawn a base copy of it on top of opponent's deck. So make sure the units that we target with coated weapons, with the Viper Witcher, that they are not token units. They must be something else other than that, alright? Viper Witcher Mentors have always been a pretty solid card. We are looking to play them within Adrenaline 2. They're going to play very high value to my estimation, as long as we clog adequately and look to play them in round 2. So we're playing them within Adrenaline 2, which allows them to play in the fashion that you set the power of this card to match the provision cost of the highest cost card in your opponent's deck, alright, rather than the card that's on top of their deck when playing it. So you can imagine clogging your opponent's deck, put a lot of bad cards on top of their deck. They don't draw their golds. Their golds are way down at the bottom of their deck. So then the Viper Witcher Mentor has a fantastic opportunity to get some solid boosts. So play the Viper Witcher Mentors out round 2 towards the end of the match. Because we're playing Clogging, I've formulated this deck in a way where I've given us maximum thinning, and also on the other side of the spectrum, maximum clogging of the opponent. So Knickers is in here to provide us thinning to make Clogging even better. And just always keep Knickers in your deck and it'll thin out. There's a higher chance that it thins out with the less cards that you have in hand. So we are just looking to place a fan back on top of our deck once we play our leader ability, and then it gets summoned to the melee row. Cynthia provides some clogging, spawning the Guardian and placing it at the top of our opponent's deck. That's this construct token unit that you see here. Pretty nice card to proactively open up with into round 1, because by doing so we get Roach out of our deck, we thin our deck down, and it makes playing those Bronze Witches quite nice because they can start boosting then. Our opponent will have more cards in their deck than us. Snowdrop's great. We can use Snowdrop to kind of search for some cards that we may want to have in hand, like those thinning cards I said, Mage Assassin, a fan. We can play Snowdrop first, click or order. Maybe even shuffle around some other cards that we got in hand that we don't want, like Roach and Knickers. But basically what you want to do optimally is before you play your leader, you play Snowdrop down on the board, because the way this card works is whenever you draw a card, it boosts off by 2. So there's a pretty good synergy with Snowdrop and our leader. It's a Zeal order ability. You get to play it right away. When you place it on the board, drop to 2 cards, then shuffle the same number of cards back to your deck. So do your best to save Snowdrop when you play leader, guys. Location card here. It has resilience, so it can carry over if you haven't used the order on it yet. With the order, what we're looking to do is just put something of low value back on top of the opponent's deck just to clog them further, make Clogging have a higher boost. And the card that we're looking to spawn and play through this is going to be the Viper Witcher Mentor. So we're going to play this towards the end of round 2, and we're looking to thin this out through Golden Necker. So you're always going to leave this card in your deck. Round control is super important for this list. Ring of Favor is fantastic to ensure that. Basically it's going to be boosting by 2 at the end of our turn. When your opponent passes, banish self from your hand and draw a card as well. So this always starts in our hand. Now to keep the deck spicy, you guys know me, I always like to throw in something unique, something you haven't really seen. I've added the Last Wish in here. Tell me, when was the last time you ever saw this card played? This allows you to look at the top 2 cards from your deck, then play one and banish the other. You'd be surprised to know that this actually makes sense in this kind of a deck because we're playing Clogging. So we can thin our deck out even more. And if we missed maybe a Mentor, maybe Clogging, maybe Defender at before the end of the match, Last Wish can just help us get something good that we've missed and thin further. So with Last Wish, always hold this in your hand because we're playing Golden Necker. We don't want to play this randomly. And yep, save it towards the end of the match, always looking to have it in hand. Colgrim is pretty much what our whole strategy is formulated upon for this list. Adrenaline 1 at the end of your turn boosts self by the difference between the number of cards in players' decks. So that's the whole idea with this deck, guys. We are trying to put as many cards back into our opponent's deck and thin as much as possible so Colgrim can get a really solid boost. Looking to play this on Adrenaline 1. So when you've got 2 cards in hand, then play them from hand. And play this round 2 when we're going for the 2-0. Play it behind Defender. Just play Defender the moment before you commit Colgrim. That's how we're looking to use this unit. It's just for Colgrim in this list. So round 2 before you finish the 2-0. Roach gives us more thinning. When you play a gold card, summon this unit from your deck to a random allied row. Helps with Arendite because we're getting good tempo. Always keep Roach in deck. Nova is a nice card to play round 1, I feel. It can help set up the 2-0 for us. We meet the condition to gain Resilience, Shield and Veil on deploy. So yeah, great card. Use Tourney Joust to boost her back up and give her a shield if she's getting damage down. Golden Necker, if your starting deck does not have cards with provision cost of 10 or more, play the top unit, special and artifact from your deck. What I'd say with Golden Necker is save it to be played round 2, and also after you've thinned out Roach Knickers. Also after you've played Snowdrop with Leader and thinned out those other units, okay? So then you're more certain of what you're going to get. And what you want to do is always hold location in deck for Necker to thin out. And just keep an eye on what kind of units you're likely to draw. Like maybe Golden Necker gets you Colgrim. So then think about playing Golden Necker like when you've got 2 cards in hand, for example. You know, we've got Mentors, same idea. If you've got Mentors in your deck, it might pull them. Consider playing the Necker around the Adrenaline of the cards we have. And then we've just got Arendite here. At the end of your turn, if you have more points than your opponent, increase the damage by 1 wherever this card is. Arendite is really nice in this list because we're doing a lot of high tempo plays. Most of the time we're going to have more points than the opponent. Pretty great echo card for us. Okay, so that's a rundown of the list. Now I'm just going to explain how to execute the strategy for this deck. So the cards you want to play into round 1, guys, would be Cynthia, followed by Viper Witcher Adepts. You play the Viper Witches, Coded Weapons. You know, at best, you could save Leader for round 2, but round control is really important, I feel. So if you feel like you're going to lose round control, commit Leader, thinning out our units that are specified. And you look to play Nova. Let's say that gets you round control. Then going into the following round, you're going to look to play out your remaining cards. Look for a time to play Defender. Look for a time to play Colgrim and Golden Necker, obviously according to the Adrenaline condition of the cards that you're playing. And this list is a lot of fun to play, and surprisingly it can win you matches, even though the provision distribution looks funny. I know we've got a lot of 9s, a lot of 8s, only a few 4s, but we've got to play it like that because of Golden Necker. So yeah, please share your feedback down below, and I hope you have fun playing this list. Alright my friends, line pockets. We can come back to Mentor, that's fine. Always look for your clogging and thinning cards round 1. Great proactive play with Cynthia.
For the Emperor!
Go on, Knickers. You can jump out, come on. You know you want to. So we can play the Adept next.
The simplest methods yield the best results.
Okay, let's just get that out of the way first. Let's not give him any way to do damage to us. Sea Jackal.
Can use this. Not sure for Wont just yet, but
We should be getting knickers now, I believe. Should come out any moment. So try to save your leader to ensure round control. But, you know, if you can hold on to it into round 2, that's even better. Wow, nice.
slow, ain't ya?
Your life was worth a great deal, my lord. Take comfort in that.
There he is. Tunnel drill. Wow. Seriously. We're just out of range. I think we go Snowdrop with leader, should we? Either that or we could play ring early. And then we kill tunnel drill now. It's pretty deadly tunnel drill, especially if they play slander with it.
It could very well be the deal of a lifetime.
Yep. We'll kill tunnel drill now, that's fine. This should seal round control, I feel. But if not, we're playing Snowdrop. Okay. Yep, let's play Snowdrop.
Tap your foot. Come on, give it a lash. Sing along.
Not all battles need end in bloodshed.
Ah, that's great. Got our thinning cards, nice.
The continent will quake beneath Nilfgaardian rule.
Fantastic.
I trust.
That's definitely going to get us around control. Yep, 100%. So yeah, let's look to go for the 2-0. Just go straight for it. Aaron Dite's decent here already. Last wish. So we have to put this away for Golden Necker. Syrian Nova.
You've talked enough.
should have taken the easy road.
Okay. We can clog that back up. Fantastic. On 10. We could still play Golden Necker here. So we're going to get a Joust artifact. So let's look to play it on Adrenaline 2 then. Hopefully we don't pull Colgrim. That's something that can happen. Oh, they're just burning it. Wow.
Our knee's supposed to bend both ways.
So is that a devotion? It's devotion, isn't it? Okay. We could do Mentor. I mean, we could play everything out if it's good.
Snitches get stitches. Get out, you balding-faced baby.
Yep, wasting leader. Good to get leader out. Let's see what Mentor hits for us.
Monsters.
Oh, that's
No,
great.
a goat will
Yeah.
suffice for now.
So let's go Necker now, get another Mentor. And I think if we get into Colgrim, it'll be pretty good. Colgrim now would be fine. And then we can hit Last Wish to get something else that we missed. Okay.
Let their blood break their bones and spirit. Focus on its movements. Quiet the noise in your head.
Oh, so I jousted that then. Wow, okay. Let's use the Last Wish to get us Colgrim, and I think that would be fantastic. It should bring it home for us. Fingers crossed. Mentor would be really good as well. But yeah, I believe we go all in at this point.
Boom!
Okay. Come on, give me Colgrim. Ah, okay, no worries. That's still fine. It's enough. Should be enough to win it for us. Colgrim's great anyway next round if it goes on to that. We got Siri for carryover. Yeah, that's it. Excellent. Yeah, my friends, Soldier's deck by the looks of it, we'll find out. Definitely don't want Roach in hand. We come back to Viper Witch and Mentor later. Last Wish, it's good to hold that in hand because we're playing Golden Necker. Put Colgrim away. Not bad.
I like to improvise.
Okay, so we're going to play out the Viper Witcher at depths. Get that passive point value. We didn't get a fan. We didn't get the other Mage Assassin. We've only got one. So we'll have to adapt a bit.
History shall remember
Yeah,
the
pikeman.
art of being.
Bleed you out slow when I finally get you.
Hopefully Knickers gets thinned out to the ranged row. Yep,
Got ya! Bleating son of a doe!
nice. So I'd say we look to put that back in their deck. Blightmaker.
I bring death, quite literally.
That's actually very good also.
What's better than a dead noble? Two dead nobles.
Muzzle, really? Muzzle's pretty big there for them. Arendite's on 4. I think we play Nova.
Oh ho, I sense trouble.
Another Blightmaker.
No good wine will come from here, not even compost.
So they have more points than us now. Arendite's not going to be climbing. Ring of Favor's pretty solid here. Could go Ring now. Yeah, they've got Ring as well. Maybe it's leader now. We don't have Snowdrop. Hopefully we just get our thinning cards now.
If it's peace you desire, prepare for war.
Nope. Okay.
Snap and done. A clean kill.
Arendite's at 7. Okay. So that did nothing. That just swapped the power of their own unit. So what if we pass now then? Because maybe that was a bit of an error on their part and it could put them in a bad spot. Either that or we play into it. I guess Arendite's still fine here. This should get us round control now. They're gonna pass, right? Aren't they? Oh, that's pretty big. Yep. boosting. Okay. Well, we could go Last Wish here. It's not when we'd like to use it. Yeah, so we're going to play Colgrim now.
I demand justice. A trial by
So then what we
ordeal.
can do is try to win with the mentors in that case. We can use the boost from the mentors to win. That's also a good backup. So we got 1, 2, 3 mentors. Yep, good. Okay, I think we're keeping it like this. So they're active on Adrenaline 2. Let's just play Defender now.
Onward, onward, to be showered with Imperial gold. Oh, Morin.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a lot of points here now. Renegade.
No way out. All ends here. Now!
So they took Colgrim, didn't they? Okay, let's do this. Okay, we didn't thin properly.
Your blade's just an extension of your will.
So we can kill Colgrim with Arendite.
I exist because Master Gehenna wills it so.
Strike fast. Leave it no chance to react.
Let's put that back on top.
Listen, a fine vintage it would have made.
So the question is, do we go all in now? I think we do, don't we? So they play Colgrim.
To clear my name and restore my freedom, I will serve.
It's not going to be enough.
Watch close.
Yeah, nice. So even though we didn't play as intended, it still worked out. Alright my friends, inspired Zeal it is. Let's see how much heavy of a control deck they are. Usually they are quite heavy with the control. Leave that in deck for Golden Necker. Come around to Defender later. Oh, that's great. Pretty happy with most of the cards in hand. We'll definitely open up with Cynthia. Cynthia will give us some thinning because we get Roach out. It's a gold card. Then we can start boosting through the Viper Witcher. First card is King Henselt into Raffard's Vengeance with maximum thinning. Am I right? Siege. Oh wow. Jeez Louise. They want to open up with Scenario card. First move. We'll simply clog, my friends. That's exactly how we're going to work around this. Let's make them waste bombardment and all that stuff. We'll clog again with coded weapons on the next unit they play. And then after scenario is fully activated, we're going to play Cynthia. Just work around it like that. Nice and steady. No need to rush, guys. We want to enjoy our games, right? We want to have a good time here. Soak up the atmosphere. There it is, Henselt.
You want peace? Fight for it.
I'm an officer and a gentleman.
Probably clog that. Right. And now, what shall they do? Siege support.
What do you want?
Okay, they're waiting to use bombardment. We can clog.
I'm impressed.
So rings on 10.
Easy, don't. It'll be.
And now, my friend, you gonna play another card? I'll probably pass. Got a bit of a point gap here. We have gotten scenario out, King Henselt, quite good. We managed to thin a bit, clog a bit. But yeah, the point gap's pretty big. So I'd rather not really play into it. And we've got all of our thinning cards in hand, which is fantastic for when we want to use them. Really good. A long round isn't that scary if they got scenario out already, I think. Still not optimal for us, but anyway. Yeah, that's great to see. I think we can play into it. Just like this. Aaron Dite's really weak for us in this match. That's why I put in extra specials with Joust, just so we got other options for Necker to pull. So you guys think they're gonna bleed? Or they're just gonna go a long round? Long round?
Oh, I sense trouble.
I think we're just passing like that. Aerodite's on 2. It's gonna work its way up. Mentor's great. Maybe we're just keeping it like that.
How am I to catch it, Master?
And you know, we're going to be drawing cards, shuffling cards, so we can find Colgrim and Defender. And yeah, let's see how we go. Or Chariot. Don't give it bleeding, mate. Come on. Let's play the other. Alright, Arendite may get some value for us in this round. So we're going to play the Mentors towards the end. Same with Necker. Dahlia, wow.
My great-granddaughter will do great things.
Oh, so Just would be good there actually.
You'll never get my rhymes out of your head.
Colgrim. Let's go. Play leader.
Not all battles need end in bloodshed.
Got Just, great. Well, we got to thin these out though, don't we?
You shall know the Emperor's fury!
Foul and fresh well.
Okay. So we can kill that. Bit unlucky there to draw double Just. Wasn't expecting double. Goes leader. Onto Snowdrop. Leave my Snowdrop alone. Guys, look at our points. Not bad, right? So Necker's gonna pull like either one of these and then these two, which is great. And then whatever we missed, we just use Last Wish.
Don't yell, my lady. He'll strain your throat. Help is not on the way.
So by playing this way, we thin down our deck like to the max, which is perfect for Colgrim.
Salutations.
Man, I was hoping to kill that before he gave bleeding again. Damn. Alright. Arendite's pretty good here now, I'll tell you what. It is. So I should be playing Golden Necker when we're on like 3 cards in hand? No, 2 cards in hand. Because what if we pull Colgrim with it? Like Colgrim could die, right? So when we've got 2 cards in hand, we're going to play this. Or do we do it now? It's really risky if I do it now. Colgrim just dies instantly. Pray that we get Defender. No!
No such thing as justice in this.
We can boost it up though.
1 ounce of it.
Arendite kind of saved it. Hope it doesn't die. Hopefully it survives so we can get Defender there. We'll play Last Wish and get Defender. And then it's safe. But just the way our hand was, I think I kind of had to do it like that. Mentors would be really good though still.
Dark clouds gather over the
Yeah,
area.
kills it. Okay. We're still in a good position here though, guys. Don't be afraid. We're in a very good spot here.
Onward, onward! To be showered with Imperial gold!
We can actually put something high costed back on top of their deck. Maybe Henselt. Yeah, we're gonna put Henselt back up top and then just win with the mentors. Three engines there for us, nice. I think we got it. I think it's gonna be too many points for them. I don't know, if I played Mentors earlier, they're just playing for 5 points because I put these on top of their deck, so felt like taking the risk. I don't think they've got points here. Especially after I do this.
Strike first and strike hard.
Yeah, should be great. Should be a good finish. So we're going up by 3, and we've got 13 points left to play out. Should be GG. Why is he attacking that? He had a unit here. Have tool punish?
Monsters.
Nice, look at those points. Look at that, guys. Beautiful. Easy. Even without Colgrim, see how strong we are? Don't even need Colgrim, guys. That's how strong this deck is. Easy.